Lorraine Kelly issues fiery rant about Gregg Wallace amid allegations of misconduct. Lorraine Kelly has become the latest public figure to weigh in on the allegations made against MasterChef presenter Gregg Wallace, who has strongly denied the accusations. The ITV host didn't mince her words, calling into question whether Gregg Wallace had any advisors guiding his public statements in light of the claims. In her typically candid manner, Lorraine Kelly took aim at Wallace's recent remarks regarding the historical allegations of misconduct, suggesting that he might be better served by listening to those around him. Lorraine was particularly taken aback by the fact that Gregg had chosen to speak out in the way he did, rather than taking a more reserved and considered approach. Lorraine voiced her thoughts during an appearance on her talk show, where she remarked, "You know, sometimes it's better to just remain silent, show some dignity, and collect yourself. I just cannot believe that he chose to make that statement. Is no one advising him? Is no one telling him, shut up, just be quiet right now?" Lorraine went on to emphasize how astounded she was by Gregg's decision to speak publicly about the situation. It was clear from her tone that she felt this was a moment where a more thoughtful and restrained response was needed, rather than a fiery public defense. Addressing the allegations head-on, Lorraine referred to Gregg's statement through his lawyer, which categorically denied any inappropriate behavior. She quoted Gregg's lawyer as saying, "It is entirely false that he, Gregg, engages in behavior of a sexually harassing nature." Despite this firm denial, the BBC has made clear that it takes any complaint seriously and is investigating the claims thoroughly. The BBC has also been involved in addressing the allegations made against Gregg Wallace, which reportedly include claims of inappropriate behavior towards female colleagues. These allegations reportedly include him making unwanted comments about his personal life, including remarks about his underwear and disrobing in front of a female employee. One of the most serious claims alleges that he removed his shirt in front of a junior colleague, saying he wanted to give her a fashion show. In response to these accusations, the BBC issued a statement confirming that they had received complaints about Gregg Wallace's conduct while working on BBC shows. While these complaints are said to relate to past incidents, the BBC emphasized its commitment to investigating all allegations impartially and thoroughly. The corporation also announced that Gregg Wallace would be stepping away temporarily from his role on MasterChef as the review process continues. A statement from the BBC explained that the network was committed to upholding the highest standards of conduct and that any behavior falling below these standards would not be tolerated. The BBC also clarified that, despite Wallace being employed by an independent production company, it was actively working with them to ensure that any concerns were properly addressed. In addition to the BBC's statement, a representative from Banijay UK, the production company behind MasterChef, reaffirmed that the company takes its duty of care to staff seriously and that any allegations would be dealt with swiftly and appropriately. The company also stressed that staff members have several channels through which to raise concerns, including the option to remain anonymous, and that such channels are regularly promoted on set. Amidst all the official statements and public backlash, Gregg Wallace also addressed the growing controversy himself. Taking to social media, he posted a video in which he vehemently denied any misconduct. "Over the years, I have worked with over 4,000 contestants from all walks of life, and I've just read that there have been 13 complaints during this time," Gregg explained. He went on to claim that these complaints were from a small group of individuals, whom he described as middle-class women of a certain age from Celebrity MasterChef. He further emphasized, "In my 20 years working on the show, I have never had any complaints from any of the staff, absolutely none." 0. Seriously. Wallace's attempt to defend himself in this manner, however, has done little to quell the controversy. Instead, it has sparked a wider debate about the appropriateness of his public remarks and whether his approach to dealing with the allegations is the right one. As the investigation continues, it remains to be seen what further developments will unfold in the coming weeks. Both the BBC and Banijay UK have reiterated their commitment to thorough, impartial investigations, and Gregg Wallace has pledged to cooperate fully with the process. Lorraine Kelly's pointed remarks highlight the ongoing public scrutiny that Gregg Wallace faces as he deals with the fallout from these serious allegations. Whether or not his reputation will be affected by the investigation and his continued public responses remains uncertain, but for now, it's clear that the matter is far from resolved, and it continues to make headlines in the media.